All right, there's the next episode of True Wrestling Fan Discussions, continuing our WCW Clash of the Champions review series. It's gonna be Clash of the Champions 14 Dixie Dynamite. I'm your host, Mike.
I'm Frank. Let's get into it. There's a lot to cover. This is actually the first WCW produced Clash of the Champions. Um, Not only is this inaugural, but it was supposed to take. It took place on the same day, January 30th, 1991. However, it was supposed to take place at the CNN Center in Atlanta, but due to security reasons arising from the escalation of the Persian Gulf War, it was moved to the Georgia Mountain Center in Gainesville,
Mhm.
Georgia, instead. And this also had the return of Dusty Rhodes,
Yes.
not only as commentator, but as the booker.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. They only drew 2,200 for this event, and this was voted as one of the worst ever. Matter of fact, it was poorly received by the fans. Out of 394 people that responded to voting on it, 79 people said it was worth something. What does that tell you? You put out a bad product, my man. So let's get into it. You had Jim Ross and Dusty Rhodes doing the commentary. The draw on TV was a 3.9. So here we go. Opening match for the WCW Tag Team Championships. Doom defending against Sting and the United States Champion
Mhm.
Lex Luger. I thought this match was pretty good.
It was a fun match.
Sting and Luger together obviously is going to give you a great match. Doom has turned into one of the most exceptional tag
Hmm.
teams in WCW, which really isn't saying much because the tag team division is
Yeah, it is. It is kind of weak.
lacking at this time, and it is weak, but they are holding their own. And of course, they were announced during this match that at Wrestle War, Lex Luger will be defending his title against Dangerous Dan Spivey, who happens to make his presence known during this match as he came out and attacked Luger and left. Referee never saw any of
Of
this.
course not.
Now, Reed, Natural Butch Reed, accidentally shoulder blocks the referee out of the
Hmm.
ring. This is where it gets real interesting. Reed tosses Sting over the top rope, and the referees just happen to look up. And this ridiculous over the top rope as a DQ move, which is the dumbest thing you could ever possibly do. So therefore, Doom is disqualified, and Sting and Luger win the match, but they do not win the tag team titles.
Damn it.
If you think that's bad, how about the next segment with Missy Hyatt announcing that Z-Man is wrestling's sexiest man?
Yeah, it's great. It's
That's
great.
not getting you a title shot. Although he is champion, but it's not going to get him a bigger title shot. Speaking of the Z-Man, the next match is for the WCW television title. Z-Man defending against beautiful Bobby Eaton. I thought this was also a good match
It
because
was fun.
Eaton won't give you a bad match, really, for the most part. And Z-Man is on the
It's a
up.
good wrestling.
He's on the rise right now. Yeah. Just the way it was, the ending is what made it bad. Z-Man with a backslide and a pin. However, you didn't need to look at the instant replay to see that Eaton kicked out at the 2, and the referee counted a 3. That was bad. Somebody missed the cue there, or whatever the case, but it was a bad finish to a fairly decent match. Next match on the card: Tommy Wildfire Rich and Alan Iron Eagle versus the Fabulous Freebirds. Oh God. This match was a stink fest, and I'm sorry, but and I'm not. But this is not on the Freebirds. This is on Rich and Eagle, unfortunately.
Bad Street.
Dusty's really showing that he's back booking this crap.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what got him out. Really, what the
I don't
first
understand. He
month.
got how do you get fired from that position and you get rehired as with the same position? I can understand the commentary, but
And he's coming here now. This is on the 30th. He's about a week or two out from the Royal Rumble, facing DiBiase
yeah.
and Virgil, and then he's just right back here.
See ya. No more
No,
polka
no,
dots.
and no Dustin either. They both
No.
just, they're out. That's it. We're done. And of course, the referee did not see Eagle tag Rich during this match, which would play a huge part in it. As the referee now is getting Rich out of there, the Freebirds with a double DDT on Eagle, and they get the victory. Fabulous Freebirds win the match. So again, just so far we're not starting off too good. Now the next segment was Paul Lee talking about his arm wrestling match later on against Missy Hyatt. Of course, Dusty Rhodes telling him, "You got to do it for all males, all mankind. This is riding on it." Okay. I don't think All Mankind's riding on Paulie dangerously, beating Missy Hyatt in an arm wrestling contest. Although I will say I like the way she won the match.
Yeah.
Anyway, next match on the card, we got Big Joey Maggs. I just added the Big. I'm trying to pump him up. There's no way because he's facing Sid Vicious. I mean, and this was literally a 71-second match. If you're trying to show how dominant Sid is, too late. We already know.
We already know that. It's kind of weird, right? He had already gotten a title shot.
And why isn't he facing at least somebody credible on this card?
I don't know.
I mean, I know this, Wrestle War is on the horizon, but still, give him somebody worth a damn instead of a guy like Joey Maggs, who all it pretty much took was a power bomb and a pin. And then afterwards, the EMTs putting Maggs on the stretcher only for Sid to go back.
Right, yeah.
We've seen that before. But this was a garbage match to book Sid in. I'm sorry.
It was a waste. It was a waste.
Waste of his talents. And then Tony Schiavone interviewing Sid Vicious afterwards. So it's no wonder why he's leaving soon, really. Because if I'm booked like this, if I'm him,
he'll be gone.
If I'm his size and built, and you're giving me Joey Maggs, I'd be like, what are we doing here? So, next match on the card would be Ricky Morton, one half the Rock and Roll Express, because Robbie Gibson at this point, I believe, is out with his knee injury, facing Terry Taylor. We would also find out during this match that the next member of the York Foundation would be Terry Taylor.
Oh, Jesus.
Like we couldn't figure that. What is the funny thing?
Jesus
Richard
Christ.
Morton's going to be a member soon too.
Yeah.
Which is like I said in the last Clash review. The one thing you don't do is turn any member of the Rock and Roll Express heel. There's no point in it. It doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right.
This is Terry Taylor is this era's Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, jeez. Oh, ouch.
Yeah.
Taylor,
but less annoying because they didn't push him as hard as they tried to push Jeff Jarrett. So
this is true. And so now we know this started as a fan favorite match, I guess you can say. But the minute they went to the pre-recorded comments from Alexander York that Terry Taylor was now a member of it, that's when I guess somebody gave him the nudge going, hey, they put the comments up, now act like a heel, and that's what he did.
He was done. Ever since the Red Rooster gimmick, that was it. He was never.
There's nothing that was going to help him.
Because back in the days, he was like a rising talent. Terry Taylor was
he was.
Yeah.
Especially in NWA.
Yeah.
You go to WWF.
No, they signed him with
be a rooster.
There's a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not. I mentioned this on another episode that we did. Was that it was basically like a coin toss. Like he could have gotten the gimmick of I believe Mr. Perfect. I think right. They were tossing up that gimmick, and he ended up with the Red Rooster. I think I could be wrong, but I think that was how
the right guy got the gimmick. I'm sorry. Yeah. Mr. Perfect. Yeah, he got the right one. Oh God. But, anyway, this is another cheesy ending to the match that I don't know if they botched it or what. Ricky Morton went for a move. He hit the ropes when Taylor ducked. And to me, the way he hit the rope does not count a 3 count. But for whatever reason, Taylor pins him and gets the victory.
Right.
It didn't even look like –
No.
To me, it looked like one of those quick Survivor Series elimination things. Mm-hmm. Like any move will knock you out.
Just to end the match, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Especially with these two guys in the ring. After that unfortunate match, they went to Bill Apter from Pro Wrestling Illustrated, presenting Sting with the 1990 Wrestler of the Year award. Congratulations, Sting, you earned it. So, and then our next match on the card, oh boy, we got Ranger Ross and El Cubano.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Dusty, I love you, man, but if you're booking this first day back, you're gone the next day. I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know if it's the lack of talent on the roster.
It could be.
But yeah, this match to me was one of the worst of the night.
Nobody cared.
No, and the fans in the article, the fans were really showing their distastefulness. If I can talk today, distastefulness of this entire card during this night. They were really expressing their opinions, booing most of the night. This is one of their bad ones. They get better, but this was one of the bad ones. Ross with a sunset flip from the apron and gets the pin. Ranger Ross is your victor.
There you go.
Next match on the card, and again, this didn't make any sense either. It was Arn Anderson and Barry Windham of the Four Horsemen versus the Renegade Warriors. Again, there's no backstory to this match. It's just thrown together. I don't understand it. Um, Wyndham with a superplex on Chris Youngblood, and Anderson gets the pin because Wyndham was not the legal man in the ring. This time, the Renegade Warriors actually got the loss where they should have gotten the win. I'm sorry, they should have gotten the loss in the last one, but they got it here against Arn Anderson and Barry Windham. So 4 Horsemen are successful in this one. The next is they showed the video footage from Japan of Vader and Stan Hansen. And reason why is because at Wrestle War, they're bringing the match from Japan over to the United States as Vader will be facing Stan Hansen. And of course, Tony interviewing Hansen. And I love how he said, in Japan, they want the real grit, the real men fighting. Here, you got all the sissy boys. Well, why can't you beat them sissy boys? You lost the U.S. title to Luger. Why couldn't you,
No.
why you lost to him, buddy.
Well, he had no business, having the title in the first place, right? I mean,
no, he didn't. No, I didn't agree with him.
No.
I like the storyline.
Yeah, it was
a straight up grudge match, but I just don't believe putting the title on him.
No.
So, next match on the card was Brian Pillman versus one of your favorites, Buddy Lee Parker, one half of State Patrol, or Dwayne Bruce, the power plant guy. But this is one half of your boys, State Patrol.
Yeah. Underrated tag team.
You serious, right?
I'm joking.
I hope so.
There's a great Luger promo. My friend Tyreek, he mentioned the promo where I think it was Luger and Sting, and Luger was saying how we beaten all these tag teams. We even beat State Patrol, and then I think Sting was like, "State Patrol, really?"
He's trying to give him a plug to help him. Yeah. It didn't work. This match, again, one of the real short ones. Pillman with a crossbody from the top rope and a pin on Buddy Lee Parker. Brian Pillman gets the victory. So, unfortunate day for State Patrol in this one. So, the next event on the card, this was the arm wrestling match, and this is where the fans really showed their distastefulness because they practically booed this event out of the arena. It was Missy Hyatt and Paulie Dangerously. Of course, anytime they do this ridiculousness, it's always going to be stupid. I've never seen an arm wrestling thing ever go normal. It's always, prolonged and, to me, garbage. But this one was a little bit interesting because when Paulie Dangerously is ready, Missy Hyatt takes the jacket off, sets herself properly to where Paulie has got a bird's eye view. The match starts. She instantly beats him. And Missy Hyatt beats him in the arm wrestling contest. And you also had Johnny Walker as a special guest referee. Once this was over, man, the fans were really booing this. This is where they pretty much had it. I'm honestly shocked that they stayed around for the main event.
Well, it's like you go to a bad movie, and you don't walk out because you're like, oh, I paid for this movie. I got to just...
Oh, no, I have.
Stick it out.
Sorry. Yeah. The original Hulk in 2003, I was not sticking around for that piece of garbage.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
I wanted my money back on that one. Seriously. I was not sticking around any longer. So, our main event for the evening was kind of an interesting one. For the WCW Championship, it was Ric Flair versus Scott Steiner, one half of the Steiner brothers. And I thought this was interesting that they did this maybe to see if Scott could be a singles competitor. Who knows? It
was, because they were very high on Scott, and they eventually they did want him to go solo, but he wanted to stay in the tag team with his brother.
And by the time he did it, it was too late.
This is an infamous match though, because this is the match that started the heat between Ric Flair and Scott Steiner. Because in this match, if you look at Flair, he kind of wrestled more like a slow style. He didn't really let Scott do a lot of his stuff that he was capable of doing. So Scott would really shine, and he felt like Flair sandbagged him on purpose. And so ever since this night, that's why all those years later, when they have all of that heat, when Scott Steiner's cutting promos on Ric Flair, this is the genesis of it.
Oh boy. Excuse me. Before the match, Hiro Matsuda was announced. Plus, in attendance was El Gigante. He came into the ring. He went to shake Ric Flair's hand, and the first thing I'm thinking is book this match. Because Flair's standing there. Flair kind of looked like he was trying to tippy-toe a little bit. He's got the belt on. He's flexing the gut. El Gigante is looking for the handshake. Flair's not going to give it to him. But just looking at this, I wanted to see this match. I just wanted to see Flair try to jump and chop him
Hmm.
in the chest. This would have been a really interesting match to see. And naturally Flair refused, so Elegante's like, all right, whatever. This match itself was pretty good, despite the fact of what you said Flair was doing to him. Steiner applying the figure four on Flair, but Flair, got to the ropes. This match kind of went back and forth constantly. Unfortunately, this ended in a TV
Yeah.
time limit draw
Yeah.
with no victor, and there was again no rematch in the future, no nothing.
No.
It was kind of like a one and done deal here. Nobody got over on the other one. I did not like the way that ended, and that was just a typical ending to a bad, very bad Clash of Champions.
Yeah, it was a stinker.
It was
This
really
is
bad.
it's one of the worst ones we've covered so far. It's definitely up there.
Well,
So
1990 into 91 wasn't exactly
yeah,
a
yeah.
good time for them, but at the end of 91 into 92, they picked
Starts
up a
yeah,
little bit. Yeah.
starts turning it around. Yeah. All right. Well, that's a review. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. See you guys soon.
Take care.